Hello everybody, I am Samuel15 the Dragon Tamer here, or Samuel15 for short, and today welcome to PAVA Alternative Music Talk, where each and every single week, for the most part, or every other week, or whenever I feel like it, uh, we talk about something that's currently going on with the alternative world, alternative music world, whether it be a new album, or a new band is coming out, or something along those lines. We have a conversation about it and talk about it. As always, we just get this picture, which is usually the cover art of some album, and this time it's the cover art of Modest Mouse. Props goes to those guys, they own it, yada yada yada. Um, and for those of you who've never been to my channel before, I like to mumble a lot and ramble and just not really get to the point, not really good at that. And also for those who have watched my channel several times before, I just want to point out that it's uploaded a new channel. I started a new channel called PAVA. It's actually where all my PAVA talks will go. All the stuff along those lines, me talking about all these reviews and stuff like that, they will all go to that channel, and it's not a fixed date. I just do it whenever I feel like it. But I just decided that I'll let you guys know that I'm starting a new channel, and right around this time you guys will probably have see something that pops out that says go to my new channel called PAVA or PAVA Talks. I can't figure out the real name of it yet, and eventually all the PAVA stuff will go bye. Just want to get that out of the way, and they won't be on this channel, but they'll be on the other channel. So yeah, I just want to get out that way real quick, and without further ado, let's actually talk about the main reason why you guys clicked this video, not just hear me, not just ramble. Anyway, today we're talking about the album, of course, Strangers to Ourselves by Modest Mouse. And, well, I'm a huge Modest Mouse fan. I've liked them ever since The Moon in Antarctica, for the most part. Actually, only ever since I heard that album, which is around, like, I think 2007. I actually heard that album before. I didn't even know that they were the same guys who made their two later albums, I forgot what the name of it, but you know, like, We Were Dead Before the Ocean Even Hit, or something like that. Hold on, let me look it up. I'm bad at names. Sorry about that. Yeah, the other two albums, of course, are the Good News for People Who Love Bad News, and We Were Dead Before the Ship Even Sank. Those are their two most popular albums as of now. So I started with the Moon in Antarctica, then built myself up into the other two, and around 2008, when I finally listened to this 2007, I was really hyped for for whatever the next album was going to be. I was really hyped for the next Modest Mouse album. Fast forward several years later, and when I hear their new song, Lampshades on Fire go on the radio, the hype meter of me just goes so high. It's like, oh my god, I really want to listen. Really can't wait till the next Modest Mouse album, because I really do like Modest Mouse. And I've just been waiting for so long for them. And of course, I knew going into this album that, as hyped as I was, I should kind of lower my expectations because, well, let's be honest here. It's very rare for anything, whether it be anime, video games, or anything at all, for the hype to actually meet the expectations what is reality. And did this new album meet my expectations? Yes and no. I did enjoy it quite a lot, but at the same time I feel like it could have been better. It's very well polished, and I don't mind, but I just feel like it should not have taken as long as it did. Modest Mouse is known for its very quirky nature and its very unorthodox style of music, and I really love that about them. Granted, they made it mainstream from 2004 on, but I still have always enjoyed their music, and I feel like they really have come to their own. People were worried that the Lampshades on Fire would sound, the old school Modest Mouse fans were like worried that Lampshades on Fire would be too would be a sign of the whole entire album being too poppy and too, well, not traditional Modest Mouse. But as we hear with some of the other songs on this list, the Tortoise and the Tourist, and Coyotes, we hear a softer side to them. We hear a softer sound, and that Modest Mouse is not completely gone, and that they have their new sound. They have a new sound that they kind of made in 2004, and they kind of carried on to now. It's more of a, I like to say, more of a modernized, more of a mainstream quirkiness, and a lot of other bands have started to emulate it at least a little bit. Maybe a bit more mainstream than they ever have, and more acceptable, I guess, more hipster-ish, but Modest Mouse has always been an odd duck, and I really do enjoy that kind of music. I'm glad that they are back, and I hope they don't miss another album. But of course, some of the songs on this album are not just Lampshades of Fire, as you guys obviously heard. The other great songs on this album are Coyotes, and that's a really watch the music video. That just kind of and also like, and The Best Room. Those are my other favorite songs on this album. Other mentionable songs are Shit in Your Cut, Ansel, The Ground Walks with a Time Box. And that The Ground Walks with the Time Box is what a lot of people like. Winging Champagne's another favorite of mine. There's a lot of good songs on this album, but what songs do I think will become mainstream, or become become on radio, whether it be just mainstream radio stations or like just alternative radio stations? And I believe, of course, Lampshades of Fire is on all of them right now. But what other songs that are yet to come? I feel like Coyotes and Coyotes will definitely, in my opinion, be on radios. The Ground Walks with the Time Box may or may not. I do not know. It's the time between the Ground Walks with the Time Box and The Best Room. Another good song on this album that I forgot to mention until now was Of Course We Know. There's a lot of good stuff on this album other than just like 3 or 4 songs, and they're all spread out for the most part evenly throughout the album. Actually, I just, maybe I'm being biased, but I think this whole entire album is pretty good for the most part. The God is an Indian, You're an Asshole just kind of, it's a one-minute song, but for the most part you're getting like 14 full-length songs, and that's not terrible. It's pretty good actually. Most albums are selling an album for like $10 for like maybe 10 to 12 songs, and well, this, I believe it was like $14-15 off iTunes. It's still a pretty darn good album. I did enjoy. I think was a good value, and I just really liked this whole entire album in general. As for those who are interested in Modest Mouse but don't know, have never listened to previous albums, or kind of curious to see or what it is, Modest Mouse has more of a it's kind of hard to compare them to anyone. It really is, because like they have their own unique sound that you can't really compare to anyone else. But I think if I had to compare it to someone, I think it would be Weezer. Just a little weirder at the same time. And they usually have like some kind of message behind their songs and their albums in general. And the message behind this album and the title is we originally were, well, more or less cavemen, and we lived with nature, like the Indians. And that was the kind of the point where like we were one with nature, and nature was we and nature kind of went hand in hand for a long time. And then we just kind of said fuck you nature and just kind of took over. I think that's what the message is here. That's the message behind Coyotes and several of the songs. And God is Indian, Your Ass was obviously a tribute to the fact that, well, the guy was someone who loved nature, like the Indians, and believed no one really owned the land, and that we came in being an asshole throughout the Indians and just said, no, fuck you nature once again. And that's the kind of the message behind this new album, I believe. That's just my own personal opinion, but I believe that's kind of the idea behind this. And I do really like some of the songs. Like I said, they have kind of a unique sound, but at the same time kind of upbeat. Some of the songs kind of have a sadness to them at the same time. Another band or group I think that may emulate them a little bit and may be somewhat similar is AWOL Nation, honestly. they're different, but they're also very similar at the same time. And the similarities are kind of like uh, the tone is similar, I believe, but at the same time, because like they both have the same kind of amount of, for the most part, happy songs that have like a sad meaning to them and stuff like that. And at the same time, I feel Modest Mouse does not have as many electronical sounds and does not have that has much keyboard. It has more of a basic band feel to it. You know, that's one of the difference I feel like between in terms of sound between Modest Mouse and Evil Nation. But I'm going off on a tangent. Let's get back to the actual album. And I believe this whole entire album is really good. I like they stuck to their guns here. They at the same time trying to branch out and do something different. There's a lot of great stuff on the album. However, I feel like this album suffered a bit by the fact that it took too long for me to give it like a 9. You know, it deserves a 9, but I just can't give it a 9 because I feel like it does not live up to the hype. It really doesn't. I mean, it does a decent job of trying to live up to the hype, but you can't live up to the hype when you're gone for like 8 years. When you're gone for 8 years, only like releasing EPs and like re-releases, and like maybe an occasional music video, and it's mostly gone for the most part. It's kind of hard to stay relevant or like keep up the hype going to one album to the next. It's just not going to happen, and that's the main downfall. Another thing I don't like is that sometimes I feel like Modest Mouse songs go a little longer than they should, and I feel like, and I definitely felt that way a little bit. I felt that way a little bit towards some of the songs. Like I felt like the Grand Waltz or the Time Box was a perfect song, but I feel like there's extra 2 minutes that don't need to be there. And I felt like Ansel should have been like maybe 15-30 seconds longer. God isn't an ear and asshole, but it's fine to have like a 1-minute song here. But for the most part, they did perfectly fine. I'm not gonna, you know, just a little knock though. And that's my issues with the album and just in general for the most part. And for me, when I read an album or like something in general, just stuff in general, 5.5 is average. So 6 is basically slightly above average, 7 is good, and 8 is great. And I feel like this album deserves an 8.3, meaning pretty great. It's a pretty great album, and I definitely do recommend this for any alternative fan, honestly. I recommend this for alternative fans. I recommend this for people who love Modest Mouse. I feel like if you love Modest Mouse, you may not be absolutely thrilled with it, but you will definitely be satisfied with it, in my opinion. My opinion, for those who are alternative fans, I think you should also get it too. For those who are just starting out to be alternative fans, or those who just like music in general, I think maybe you should just stick to a few songs off this album. Like the songs that I mentioned, like 3 or 4 songs, you know? If you're going to buy any more songs than that, I think you should just buy the whole album. That's just my kind of thing in theory. If you're going to buy any more than 4 songs off an album, just buy the whole entire damn thing. You know, it's just, yeah. But that's just my personal opinion. I've loved this genre forever, so yeah, that's my opinion. So please like, subscribe, all that silly stuff, and remember to check out my new channel, PAVA, and I'll be uploading this on PAVA as well. And I'll see you guys next time.